What's up everybody, it's Coach Dragos from Strong Dragon Training, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do proper chin-ups, pull-ups, and all the different variations in between. Now I know some of you out there don't want to be bored with all the details, explanations, and all the slow baby steps that I usually take through them, so I'm going to post the time right under here below me, and you can skip right to the exercise. So you can see the different variations, get an idea which one is which visually, without having me yap all along. So skip through if you want to see that, but otherwise stick with me. I'm going to explain to you guys in a little bit more detail how to do it correctly, safely, and effectively. Alright guys, so here we go. Thank you. Just before anything happens, thank you so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe so I can post in more videos like these ones, because I want to make fitness and exercising and health accessible to everybody everywhere for free. So I want you guys to get an idea of how to do all these exercises and how to do them correctly and effectively in your gym or at home or whatever you want to work out. So let's dive right into it. Now, if you look conventionally online, I was always kind of boggled in between the two. Okay, chin-ups, pull-ups, I mean, on all different variations, I'm pulling myself up, and on all different variations, my chin is coming up. So which the flip is one pull-ups, which one is chin-ups, and what's the freaking difference? So anyways, conventionally speaking, if you look online or in books or anything like that, when somebody's talking about a pull-up, they're talking about the one where you grab wide and pull your body weight up. It's almost kind of like a lat pull down, right? Working towards the wings, what we like to call it in bodybuilding, the lats, right? The other one, if you want to talk about the chin up, is the one where you grab underneath and pull your chin right above the bar. Okay, so there's A and there's B, potato. Again, on both of them you pull yourself up, and both of them your chin comes to the bar. So I don't know, I just call them whichever. Now, from my point of view, when I speak to my clients, because there's so many variations of that, I mean, I have a bar right over here that I use for my pull-ups and my chin-ups and my move-ups and my hop-ups and whatever you want to call them. But I have a wide grip over here, I have a narrower grip over here, I have a super narrow grip, as I like to call it. Then I have the hammer style grip. I have so many grips, and in all of them I pull myself up and my chin comes up. But you're using different parts of your back. You're using different areas of the fibers in your lats. You're getting a little bit of the trapezius in some of them. So you're moving and getting everything around there done for a complete and nice back structure. So before we get into all those ones, let's start first off with the pull-up, okay? The wide grip one. Now on this one, on the wide grip, I want to caution you guys that depending on A, your strength, and B, mobility, also C if you have any injuries, but again, C is kind of maybe likely, maybe unlikely, but the two of them almost applies to everybody. So when you go wide, I'll tell you right off the bat, for 80% of the people, this is the most difficult pull-up or chin-up exercise you can do. In other words, you don't have any kind of weight but your body weight. So one thing that's going to happen when you pull yourself up to get to the top of the bar like that with your chin, it requires a lot of strength, but you gotta know where the strength is coming from. Most of the people do the mistake of having their arms taking all the load. And how can you expect two muscles this small to get in your full body weight up? And no, it doesn't matter if you're 100 pounds, if you're 200 pounds, if you're 300 pounds, if you're whatever kind of pounds, right? At the end of the day, you gotta know which muscles are capable of moving any kind of weight up like that on a bar. And you can't rely on your poor biceps and shoulders to do all of that, because again, whatever weight you are, that's a lot of weight for those small muscles. So this is when you need to start recruiting the back, the lats. Those are massive muscles. So you have to understand that when you're pulling yourself up into a pull-up with a wide grip as such, yes, of course your biceps are going to work, of course your shoulders are going to work, but one of the things is I've trained people into doing this, and I've got people through the steps of learning how to do it properly. But in the beginning, everybody said, oh my goodness, I feel so much in my arms. I feel so much in my arms. Now, physiologically speaking, that doesn't mean your back doesn't activate. It does activate. But A, it's not activating properly, the muscle is not activating completely and how it should be to be able to withstand that kind of weight. And finally, it's not strong enough. Even when you activate your back, you're still not strong enough to lift your body weight up. So I'm not saying in any way that by doing a free body like this, It's a beginner step. There's so many variations on how to do that, and there's so many steps and tricks that you can do. And one of the ones, if you are at a gym and you have the assisted machine to bring you up, you are that's one step forward, because you have the weight in the back that's taking a little bit off the pressure from your muscles to lift up and down. So when you have that machine, you're building strength from the bottom. Now, if you're not in the gym, what you can use is a rubber tube. And I'm going to show you guys again at the end of the video how you can do all of these things with a rubber tube to kind of give you that extra little step, that extra little stepping stone to be able to build this kind of a strength. But as an overall view for somebody who is a little bit more advanced and who is a little bit more strong, here's what I want you guys to try out. If you have a bar like this, or if you have one of those attachment bars that you put on your door frame or anything like that, let's start with as wide as possible. Same way like when you do a lat pull down in the gym with the bar, the wider you go, the more you're going outwards on the fibers of the lats. So that's working more towards that boom, that opening, that flare up of the lats, right? Now, don't be intimidated. I'm describing it this way to kind of give you an image in your mind. That doesn't mean that every time you do pull-ups or you do lat pull-downs, you're going to become Mr. Olympia from the point of view of your back. So don't worry about that. But it works in that fashion. It allows that little bit of width to strengthen the muscles on the outside. Because remember, the muscle comes around right over here, right? So it's right, this part of the your body is the muscle, so that roundness in there, that's where you start working those fibers, and you tear them, and then they repair and they go bigger, stronger, and they're able to withstand more strain. Now, in all the details, you see my other videos, you know how to work with the body and the muscles to make sure that it's just leanness, it's not width and ugly wings, because some people find those wings ugly, but it's the proper way of building up and tearing down that muscle. So the widest grip possible, we're going to go as wide as I possibly can on this one over here. So what I want you guys to try is, from here, you always need to start with the arms fully stretched. So when your arms are fully stretched like that, you're getting the proper stretch in the muscle. Remember, when you're trying to work the muscle, you always, well, almost always, there's different styles out there that you can stop short and things like that, or do part way or halves or things like that, but almost always you will need to stretch the muscle fully and contract the muscle fully, right? And again, it all depends on how you train those fibers as well, especially in the contraction. Some people say that you always stop short in the stretching phase. Well, yes and no. If you're not strong enough, then you would not be inclined to let your muscles stretch all the way, right? So you'll always be inclined to stop a little bit short because your body feels in control and it's able to pull you back up. But when you're at the top, when your muscle is supposed to be fully contracted, I can almost guarantee you guys that 90% of you are not going the full way. And I know in some exercise, even for myself, I find myself guilty of that as well. I stop in short of the full flexion. Why? Because some of the exercise I haven't done the proper muscle strengthening and the proper partial movements and the proper activation, and sometimes I'm using too much weight, that I fall into the trap of, yes, there's a lot of weight, but wait, I am not flexing. I'm stopping short when it comes to a flexing point of view, okay? So, in any variations of the pull-up, as far as we're concerned right now, we're not talking about partials, we're not talking about halves, we're not talking about anything. We're going to go full range of motion, right? So, with the widest grip possible, you're going to let yourself down all the way. So, see how my arms are straight right now, and pulling up. All the way straight, pulling up. Down all the way, pulling up. So, when you're activating this one, what's happening in my head right now? My arms are long for the right, okay? So I'm trying to convince almost my body that there's no way I'm getting up there unless my shoulder blades pull. So imagine they're like this. You want to pull them down, or inwards rather, and down, right? At that point, when you do that, you pull your shoulders back and down and allow for those lats to properly activate and lift you up. It'll make the movement so much easier, and you'll find that out when you try it. If you're used to doing the machines or the bands, focus on your shoulder blades, on your lats. If they pull back and retract, then you are already retract and depress, that's what I meant to say, you'll find that it's so much easier because now the back is taking over the work. It's the back that does 80% of the work, and the biceps, shoulders, and all that are there for stabilization and aid. And that's what you're aiming for. So, from the widest possible grip that I have over here, you can always really nitpick and do things like that. Because, for example, when I prepare for a show, I start doing one grip going in narrower and narrower until I go with my arms right next to each other, right? So there's all these ways, because now I'm looking at very, very minuscule detail that I need to, okay, this is how wide I am, those fibers. Then I'm moving in a couple of fibers. Then I'm boom, 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 until I'm in, and I'm focusing on every single fiber all the way into the middle of the back. So again, just to give you guys a little bit of an idea, I generally start over here, I move in one, then I move in, all the way until I essentially turn the pull up, I guess you call it, into a chin up, but an overhand chin up, right? Traditionally speaking, the chin up is underhand, like this on the bar. So let me give you now a quick view of what the chin up looks like. So you need to have a shoulder width apart underhand grip for the chin up, okay? So boom and boom right here would be for me. I'm stretching out again fully on the arms, and boom, coming all the way up, stretching fully, coming all the way up. Now, key thing is what I mentioned earlier about flexing all the way. One of the ways that you know that you're doing the exercise completely and fully and flexing the muscle maximally is when your chin comes up to the top. If you find yourself that this is happening right there, and you just can't get yourself up, then you're at the point where you're not strong enough yet to have this done. So grab a partner, grab a machine, grab a rubber band, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you guys right now what I mean about a rubber tube. Okay, so I'm just gonna go on a little bit of a tangent, because if you see in the beginning of the video, I gave you a time to check the end of the video for all of the exercises without any commentary. But I want to explain to you guys how this works. Some gyms have that machine that I mentioned earlier, others don't. So for this one, it's a rubber tube, complete, nice, medium resistance ones in this case. I put it over the bar at the top. You can see the circle over here that's happening. I take the other end, pull it through, and then make almost like a nice little knot up there. Now, this one is the thing that comes down, and you put your foot over here. Now, don't worry, if you have a good quality one, this one is Core FX. Now, there's Northern Lights, there's a lot of good brands out there that will not snap whatever your body weight is, okay? Just don't go for the little thin 5-pound one and expect that to do anything if you weigh 200 pounds, right? So be realistic in how you put the other tension, but this one, if I'm not mistaken, is the 35 pounder resistance. So what I'm going to do is you pull it down all the way. Generally, I recommend put one foot into it and try to control. You can put both feet if you want, it doesn't matter. But at this point, what's gonna happen is I push my foot all the way through, I grab where I want my pull up or chin up to be, and I hook in. Now, when I'm doing this, the band is taking away 30 to 35 pounds out of my body weight. So it's helping lifting me up, which gives me that extra little bit of boost, and I won't have to rely on just my muscles to do all the work. The band is there doing some of it for me, and it applies to any kind of grip. Doesn't matter, any kind of grip, okay? So the other one that I want you guys to realize and understand is that there always is the variation of having what I like to call a hammer grip. So a hammer grip is when you grab a hold like this on the bars and you chin yourself up or pull yourself up or whatever you want to call it, right? And again, that's different fibers in the muscles. I unfortunately don't have the very wide one, because in some gyms you have the option of going this wide. Now, a little bit of a side note on that one, there are mistakes where people end up pulling themselves up and they end up like this. See how much curved my back is in that one. Pulling up and then coming back down. that's a little bit too risky for your spine. So be very careful with that one, because if you have the strength and you are in the a habit of practicing a pull-up like this, especially when you're wide, you're risking a little bit too much on your back, right? You see a lot of people that when they do outdoor stuff like parkour and just, you know, showing off strength and things like that in the parks and climbing, then they do kind of weird things that allow them to have the power. But if you're in the gym and you're just trying to build proper strength, proper power, do not allow your back to curve more than a slight arch, okay? The core is what helps you from arching too much. By keeping that core tight, you are able to keep the spine nicely straight, nicely strong, and safe. And that's the key point. You do not want to piss off your spine. So we have the one over here. I'm grabbing onto the wide hammer grip for the chin-ups. And again, I hook myself down, I let myself stretch, boom, pulling up. Stretch all the way, boom, pulling up. And stretch all the way, okay? So from that point of view, it's key in every single grip. Fully stretched, fully flexed. That's what you're looking for. If you can't do that, have somebody, a partner that's strong enough to be underneath you and give you a little bit of boost if needed. If you need more boost, grab the band like I showed you. If you need the extra boost, jump on the machines. There's so many chin-up assist or pull-up assist machines out there in most of the gyms, and now that they're open, you can take advantage of that. But this is what I'm looking for when I ask anybody or explain to anybody here, a pull-up, a chin-up, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, let's go a little bit through all of the exercises without any commentary and see all the different grips and view of the actual pull-up and chin-up and all the variations. So there you have it, guys, a little bit of an idea of what I consider the basic style of chin-ups slash pull-ups are out there, right? So when I consider to say do a pull-up, then you'll go for the wide one. When I say do a chin-up, you'll go for the narrow one. When I say do a hammer pull-up, then you go for the hammer style grip and pulling yourself up. Now again, as I mentioned in the video, there's so many different variations, because now I can go into detail and say, you know what, do an overhand chin up or do a narrow pull up. There's so many ways and there's so much creativity that you can do when it comes to this exercise. It is unbelievable. You can turn into 20 different exercises by just having a bar and switching the distance and how you grip that bar. And it's gonna hit different parts of your back, which is absolutely amazing. It will sculpt your shoulders a little bit as well, get your biceps working into it. It's just an all-around amazing exercise. Yes, it is difficult, and I can probably say that it's going to be one of the most difficult exercises you will attempt to do and get with clean, proper form and full range of motion. So, but practice, 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 and also it comes down to knowing exactly how to strengthen the muscle as part of your workout. What you can do into the gym with the dumbbells, for example, to be able to strengthen that muscle. So this is again a completely different topic, and it requires a completely different set amount of programming and all these ideas. But shortly I will be posting a video as well to kind of give you guys some ideas on what you could do to strengthen yourself for these kind of a pull-ups, because there's key muscles that's working there. Like I said, the lats, the delts, the bis, you have these muscles working strong together. And finally you have your mind, which tells them how much percentage of each you should be having in order to pull yourself up. Then you're set, ready, and good to go. So I hope this video gave you guys a little bit of a light on how you can make this exercise happen and what this exercise means and how to do it correctly. And always, always, always please remember, any kind of exercise first and foremost, you better make sure that you have medical clearance. This is one thing that I always stress on people. If you're not sure on what's happening, or you feel a pain in your body, or you have an injury, things like that, get yourself checked out. Make sure you're medically clear before that, because you don't know what kind of damage is there without actually having somebody look at it. Sometimes you need imaging. Sometimes you need a physiotherapist or a chiropractor to look at the injury and see, you know what, this is what's happening. Let's take it easy, or do just these exercises to strengthen it. So you got to be very careful. So that's number one. Number two, you're healthy, strong, good to go to the gym. Make sure you stay that way. So you're in the gym, keep the core tight, keep your focus on what you're doing, and keep the exercises clean and correct and with proper form, because this is going to keep you from injuring yourself, and is going to give you a long path of continuous build, strength, and progress within the gym. If you're not sure, ask somebody, ask a professional. And again, if you guys have nobody in your gym that you're comfortable asking, you can always drop me a comment on any one of my videos. Anyone, guys, any single one of my videos. I always answer within 24 hours, and I'll give you the response, no questions asked. I'd be more than happy to help you guys out, and advice is always free. So if I can help you guys in any way, drop me a comment. I'll be more than happy to get back to you guys. Hope you like this video, guys. My name is Coach Dragon from Strong Dragon Training. Please like and subscribe my videos. There's going to be more and more coming out there, more material. I'm going to make it more complex, keep it simple in some videos, keep it more complex in others, but I'm going to try to open as many doors out to you guys as possible and make a sea of knowledge on this channel. So please, if you can show a little bit of support to that, I would greatly appreciate it. But until my next video, guys, stay fit, stay healthy. Strong Dragon Training.